a gardening update video. So I have a new fruit tree and I have some things that also need to be repotted today. So first and foremost, I got a new Persian lime that I'm really excited about. I found this one at Home Depot. And then I also wanted to repot my key lime. Here it was in February after I had pruned it for the spring. Here it is now after I pruned it for the summer twice. And it's definitely grown quite vigorously and it's bushing out, so I'm really loving that. The same thing with the Meyer lemon. It was really sparse looking, but it's getting a lot more leaves and it's looking a lot bushier, so I love to see that, and I can't wait to see how much more branching it'll get in the future. There's a little carpenter bee home that I found on this little bamboo support. It's not really supporting anything. I kind of just stuck it in the soil, but I have noticed carpenter bees have made homes, so that's pretty exciting. Here's my hazelnut in the past. It was looking really sad. It lost all of its leaves previously, but then it started to make a comeback and it had leaves sprouting. And so it's definitely also gotten a lot more leaves and it's looking super healthy and fantastic now. So that's just great news. For a second, I was worried about this tree. And then my Barbados cherry has also grown quite a lot. And so I need to repot this as well as probably prune it at some point, but I'll get to that later. As far as my Lapins cherry tree that I had checked on the last time, that one did die, so I will be repurchasing that one and planting it in a future video. And then here's my mangoes previously. My Carabao mango had some beautiful coppery leaves growing up at the top. They all had new growth. I had applied fertilizer and compost, and so everything just really took well to it, and I feel like they were just bursting with growth after I fed them. And so here's the Glen. The top leaves were a beautiful lime green. And then back there is the Alfonso, and you can definitely see where the new growth is happening. That one's kind of droopy, but I guess it kind of grows that way. Definitely gonna need more space to branch out in the future. And then here's my Nam Doc Mai, which is growing a little bit unbalanced to what I would like, but I'll find a solution later. For now, this is fine. So yeah, look at all that new growth that they're having. And here they are now. As you can see, the new growth has completely finished hardening off. The leaves are completely green. They match with the tree now. One thing that is kind of awful, I guess, is that this nectarine tree I had shown previously that was yellowing. Well, it's yellowing more, but once again, the new growth is green. So I just have to chalk it up to like it getting rained on after I watered it, and you know, keep an eye on it, see if it's like a nutritional issue in the future or not. And so in the back you can see the Lapins cherry is completely bare, and it's dead. Here's my Barbados cherry to the left that I will be repotting today. And then yeah, I do have some yellowing leaves. I went a little bit too long perhaps watering my trees because they had rained, and I used a moisture meter and everything was still wet, so I waited extra long until I watered my fruit trees this week. And then I still haven't potted up my new mangoes, the Valencia Pride and the Glen, and I definitely want to give them a home. I don't want them to sit in their nursery pots. Like, they need to be properly welcomed and taken care of. So here are the pots that I found at Lowe's. They didn't have the pots that I was looking for, so I'm going to try this one, and it's pretty tall. The previous pots have a self-watering chamber, so technically they're going to get so much more height and have a lot more fresh soil at the bottom, so that will definitely help them grow out. I have not repotted these plants for years. So here's the Persian lime, and I'm repotting it right now. My neighbor was actually asking about this plant, and I knew I had seen it at Home Depot, so I told them about it. They said they couldn't find it, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just go myself. and find it for them. They had just watched our cats for us while we were on vacation this past year, and so I figured it could be a little thank you gift. And I had seen an epic gardening video where they did a taste test, and the Persian lime was rated really well, so I just really want to try to grow this lime after seeing their rave reviews. So I got one for myself, so yeah, it was kind of planned. Not exactly planned per se, because I did want to limit to 40 fruit trees, so I guess we'll do 42. Because if you watch Hitchhikers Across the Galaxy, 42 is the answer for everything. So I guess I'll do 2 more slots. So this Persian lime will take one. And so I gave them a Persian lime as well as the ZZ Raven. Because when they had come over to watch our cats, they really admired that plant. So I went ahead and just bought them one as well. And then I left both plants on their doorway. And, you know, they were really happy about it. We have really looked out. We have such good neighbors. You know, we watch their dogs, they watch our cats, and so they're really nice. And I feel so lucky because when you get into a new house, you just never know what you're gonna get, who you're gonna be living next to. So here is the Meyer lemon being repotted into its new pot, and I'm just making sure that bamboo pole the carpenter bee was living in is safely put to the side until I put it back into its home. I don't want to disturb them. I want them to still have their little home with this lemon tree, so I'm gonna give them that. So this was definitely a little bit root bound looking. You can see that the plant has taken the shape of the pot, so it definitely needed this. With the compost that I gave all of my plants recently and this plant upsize, I can't wait to see how much more this lemon tree will want to grow. So back to what I was saying, you know, you never know what type of neighbors you're gonna get when you're moving into a house or even an apartment, whether they're loud or have a loud annoying dogs. I hate that when you just hear a dog barking all day, every day. That sucks. We do have a guy that plays the drums in our neighborhood, but I don't mind it, and he's not too loud, and he does it at the appropriate hours, and like, good for him. I don't really know any of my other neighbors, to be honest. I'm not exactly outgoing. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that we recently got a catio up. Our cats are still getting used to the window door conversion that we gave them, but Calcifer has definitely gotten the hang of it, and so he goes in and out for the girls. Yeah, with our catio, it's something that I've been wanting since we moved into this house, especially since, you know, in the past we had 4 cats and now we have 5, and I just want to give them more spaces to get around the house, spaces to enjoy. I definitely want to get some cat furniture in the future, but I definitely have to wait because the catio was a little bit expensive. We got a prefabricated one. On top of all that, we also want to go to Japan next year. So yeah, as you can see, there's just a lot of things that I want to be able to take care of and do financially, prepare, etc., etc. And then with all 5 of them in the catio, it seems a little bit small, but after watching them these past few days, you know, it's not like all 5 of them are outside at once, so I guess it will be fine. Oh wow, look at how root bound this lemon is. It's so root bound. It even took the shape of the little nubs at the bottom. That's crazy. It definitely needed this repotting, so it's gonna really love this, and I can't believe I waited this long, but you know what? It's okay. It's fine. I went to my local nursery, Turner's, and one of the workers asked me if I needed any help. Fully aware that like fruit tree season's not till next year in early spring. I was like, but you know, I don't think you can help me, but I will be looking for a macadamia tree as well as a walnut tree. If you know, think you're gonna get them next year or not, that they've never seen those things sold here. And so with the agricultural restrictions, because I can't ship those plants, I can't buy them online, I can't ship to Texas. And So if my local nurseries have never seen them here, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So here's all these citrus potted up in their new homes. I hope they're gonna be really happy, and I mean, I'm happy for them. They're gonna thrive and it's gonna be great. So I have to change the last 2 trees that I planned for my collection. Either that or I just keep hunting and try to find someone who has these trees, but I guess we'll see. I would be happy if I could find them, but I don't know if I will. So I guess I'll just be patient, and if anything, you know, I can always swap out what I'm going to get, but for now, I'm gonna be patient and see if hopefully I can find these trees. All right, now we're repotting that Barbados cherry. This thing used to be so small. I can't believe how much it's grown. Giving everything some compost this year, I feel like just made them burst up even more so than like my first summer and second summer pruning. Anyway, so far Calcifer has been the only one who's gotten the hang of the cat door. And then with the new kitten Freya, I only let her outside when I can watch her, especially because she's so small and she's still, you know, fitting into our household. Calcifer really loves her. They play all the time, and I love that they're best buddies. Sometimes when Freya is in a playful mood and I'm just sitting there not feeling it or trying to get things done, I'm like, Calcifer, go play with your sister. Go do your brotherly duties. Like, please. And it's really cute because she'll get into these playing moods and then she'll just knock out. She gets so tired. So by the time that she's exhausted again, or I've played with her, I just love sitting on the couch. She always tends to try to find me and lay by me. She's really attached to me. And I kind of hope that never changes. Especially if she's like a Russian blue mix, they usually have one person that they're like really attached to. So I don't know, maybe it'll be me. So she's just adorable and I love spending time with her. Here's the Valencia Pride being repotted. I don't really feel like this needed to be strongly repotted into a new home. I would have preferred the slightly smaller pots, but you know, it'll just have to grow into its new home, I suppose, because this is what they had in stock at Lowe's. So, anyway, I've been working a lot of extra days at work recently, even taking up Saturdays to make money. I mean, we bought the catio, that was like a few $100s, and so I also need to have a lot of work done for my car, and then I want the cats to have the indoor, you know, furniture, a little jungle space for them, a little cat jungle gym. That's my goal this month with the extra money that I make. I am expecting, you know, my car to be quite a pretty penny. It's been needing a lot of attention, and I'm finally getting to it. As well as like, somebody backed up into my car while I was at work, and I wasn't even in it. I wasn't even in my car. There was somebody looking around the parking lot for an owner of the car that he hit. Well, it turned out to be my car, and I was at work. So then I come out, and you know, at least they were like really helpful, and we exchanged information, and they, you know, took fault, etc. But it just sucked because I'm like, my car was parked. I wasn't even in it, and you know, my poor 2011 older, you know, Toyota car that I've had for a while, that I fully intend to, you know, drive it into the ground. I want to use this car till its end of days, and so knowing that it needs a lot of attention, and then now it has a dent on the back, I was just feeling really sad for my car, but we'll get her back in tip-top shape. It's been taking quite a while to hear back from the insurance and, you know, who's going to be doing the repairs, but I finally have an appointment for them to I guess look it over and see what they need to do or what parts they need to order. But it was definitely a really long process. I feel like, you know, this happened like a couple months ago. And my insurance did offer to, you know, flip the bill and have them reimburse them, the other insurance reimburse them later, but I decided I would just wait. My car was completely drivable. It was mainly an aesthetics thing. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm planning. And then, you know, the holiday season's coming. Like, we're gonna need gifts. I mean, we don't need gifts, but you know, it'd be nice. And then we're gonna be traveling and probably eating out because we're traveling. So there's all of these things that I wanna get, all of these things that I wanna prepare for. And I mean, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. For example, this is our first year that we're gonna have a house. We're in October for Halloween with trick-or-treaters. And so I've never given candy to trick-or-treaters, and so it'll definitely be a first for us. So yeah, I want to start collecting candy to get ready for Halloween as well, and I'm just really excited. It'll be our first year, and our neighbor told us that, you know, we're in a hot zone and there's gonna be a lot of trick-or-treaters, so that'll be really cool. Probably throw like a lawn party and just kind of hang out, and you know, it'll be really cool, so I can't wait. I'm always paying attention to whether it's the first of anything, because I think it's such a cool experience to do something for the first time in any shape or form. And so our first house, our first year with trick-or-treaters, our first catio, I think all of these things are just worth celebrating, and I really love recognizing them. I just think having this type of thought makes things a little bit more delightful. You know, it's important to always be grateful and to think about the positives. So here's the finished mangoes. They're all potted up, as well as the southern cherry, the Barbados. They're in their new home, so I added some mulch on top. They look great. They had fertilizer recently, so yeah, lots of good things. So here is the finished results. They're in their new homes, and so that's everything. Anyway, thanks for listening to me and joining me. You have a wonderful rest of your day. So go plant a tree. Bye.